Hola muchachos, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. I am here to share my journey, my hero's journey, and I'm just winging it. Today, I want to talk about wonder and awe, and again, touch in on the language that we use, because I sometimes struggle figuring out, am I struggling or am I flourishing, right? And I have noticed that it's very much a decision. It's a language, and being aware how we look at things. We could be critical towards ourselves and everything around us because it's easy to point out mistakes. But also we could use our mind to point out the things that we are grateful for and the things that inspire us, right? And you can make a decision to look at things with wonder and awe and being grateful, and put your mind on that and take action on that instead of pointing out negative things. An exercise that I am becoming more and more aware of, because I cannot afford to be negative. I cannot afford to tear myself down, or anyone around me really. Wonder and awe, and it takes time to get in that power position where wonder really appears. I think the Great Spirit, let's call it that, is with you when you have wonder and awe. And you get in a position of wonder and awe by using the right language. But it don't just appear like that. It's like working out. You don't get to that power position where you feel good and you can see the results and you feel the results just by starting, just by doing it. You got to focus, right? And you got to consistently practice using the right language for wonder and awe to appear. But what I'm saying is that I think you can do it in any situation, and I think it's very much a decision that we can make. For me, I've recently turned my life upside down. I've moved. I'm far away from my gorgeous wife. I've quit smoking, and all of these things have been like a warm blanket, and I feel like my safe zone, my warm blanket has been taken away, which of course is a little bit traumatic, right? And it's easy to go start every sentence, start every dialogue with that complaint, right? Today I was in the gym and I was sparring with a gentleman who's about my age, a bit bigger, and he recently quit cocaine. 3 months with no cocaine. And I've talked to a lot of people about addiction, and it made me think, you know, how can we really change? Do we need to change? For me, I want to put myself in a position where I can get my hot blanket out of any situation. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to start my dialogue, inner dialogue, outer dialogue, by saying, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, or if only, right? Or pointing out negative things, because that's not thriving, right? That's not thriving. So sometimes you don't even have to put words on. You can look at things with a grateful stare, a grateful awe, right? Or just the wonder. What does that really mean, right? When you're, for me, it's important that while you wonder, ponder and stare and look around, and when you're there, in whatever situation you're in, that you find some kind of grateful energy and some kind of admiration for what you are staring at. It don't really matter what you're staring at. It don't really matter where you are. You are moving, right? You're moving, and we're on a journey. And if the point I'm trying to make is that the starting point or any situation, you really want to have that as your springboard. Wonder and awe is a kind of admiration for the time that you're spending, the people you're with, the things that you're looking at and engaging with. And that is the language, and that is an action, and that is a practice that I'm trying to bring to life. And I hope that will bear fruit. Like I said, I've used this kind of tactics in other situations where I've proven to myself that it's possible, right? And some people say that you can never change, right? Like my ex-wife, or your local drug dealer, right? But I don't think that's true. I think we can become anything that we want to, and we do. We get what we ask for, really. We just got to make sure we ask for the right things. And I think if we have patience and faith, it comes to us, right? And so even if you're in the most well-known situation, make sure that you put yourself in a position where you can have wonder and awe, right? When you're engaging with your stare, with your mind, with your body, physically, mentally, have admiration, wonder and awe, and we will have a better energy flowing and a better reward at the other end. And if we just have a little bit of patience, it's very quickly you will just be in a better position for the next step, right? It's, again, I talked about that yesterday. I think it's the process more than the goal, right? Because each time we make these decisions that engages wonder and awe, we're in a better position the next second, right? So that is why it's so important, right? And when do we get the fruit? Well, that's not really important. If you really think about it, what's important is that we, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, try to put ourselves in a situation with more wonder and awe. And with practice, I think that's possible. It's something that I'm experimenting with, and I've let go in that progress. I've let go of a lot of things that I thought were principles, things that I've probably been, when you compare to the current me and the former me, I used to be more, have a tendency to let my soul get hijacked by distractions, right? By negative things. Now I recognize if it's not wonder and awe, if it's not, I don't spend time with it. Like recently, I've gotten a new job, and I have a bunch of colleagues, bless their cotton socks, and I've noticed, I've been reminded, because it's been a while since I've worked with people, that all right, so there's things that annoy me. There's things that I would like to point out, flaws in other people. But and I'm pretty sure, not sure, but that I could guarantee you that that's who I used to be. And now I consistently just let it be. If a colleague wants to do something, act a certain way, or have a certain opinion that I might not agree with, by default, I've decided to say that's fine. That's okay. At least for now, I don't have to react right now, and it should definitely not put me out of a position of wonder and awe, right? Because you have the choice then to be annoyed, right? You have the choice to fight and have a battle. And yeah, I mean, I've heard this term being mentioned since I was a kid, you know, all these things, your dear mother or father or friends or leaders maybe have told you this, right? Pick your battles and so on, right? And I think that is so important that you really understand that. And I am at a point where I think I'm starting to understand that. And for me, picking your battles means not letting yourself get knocked out. That balance, that alignment of your chakra, of all your points in your body, you should not let that get out of alignment, get knocked out, or take on any stress, unless, because that's the thing, what I would say, probably nothing, right? Unless you're getting eaten by a tiger or some real shit really going down, then why would you let yourself get knocked out of balance? You see what I'm saying? And if something really is true, and your righteous path is being blocked by some demon, then stand tall and fight your fight, and you will be right, because you will have faith on your side. But other than that, let it go and take your focus point on something different, and use the right language no matter what you're looking at. Even if it don't have that hot blanket sensation, even if it's not giving you what you want, and even if it's got all these things you can point out that are negative, you could go, well, you're pointing out all these negative things, then your filter got to recognize that as a negative thing that has a negative impact on you, and then redirect your focus. Is what I'm trying to do myself, right? To something that gives you wonder and awe, and that is, you can do that. I am trying to do that by asking the right questions. So instead of putting my focus to some annoying colleague or some things that knock me out of balance, I can look at things and be grateful, put my attention to something that kickstarts wonder and awe. And like I said, it's nothing that you can just snap to, right? And I still struggle with all these previous addictions and previous lifestyles, and a language that has a toxicity level that is high, right? And that is unacceptable. I've decided unacceptable. And that is what I'm talking about. Keep raising that bar, the lowest bar, the lowest you're willing to accept, right? This is what I'm talking about. We got the best we can be and the worst we can be, and we oscillate between these two states. And I think most people focus on the best we can be. That's how we project ourselves out in the world, and that's how we think about ourselves. But this is what we mention, this is what we shine the light on, the best we can be. Look at me, this is where I perform, this is who I am, the best I can be. But really, we are both of these, right? We are the worst we can be too. And to be fair, maybe we should look at the average, the baseline, right in between there. But I've mentioned this in my last video, and I'm going to keep saying this, because the point is, I don't want us to crash all the way from the best we can be to the worst we can be. I want us, my theory is focusing on the worst we're willing to accept, and raising that bar down there, and then finding tools that will help that happen and put us in a position where we have wonder and awe. Wonder and awe really is where the Great Spirit is with us, right? I think. If we don't have that in our hearts and our souls, there is no Great Spirit with us. We are full of demons and we're going to hell, right? That's pretty much it. And, you know, it's easy to get what you want if you have money and you have the means for it. You can cover yourself with a warm blanket and kind of live with a higher level of toxicity around you and not even take responsibility for your language, right? Because you can just race right through society. And but I think deep down it still does the same damage. And I think when you have nothing, when you lose everything and you stand all alone, and you're not getting what you usually get, and you're outside of your comfort zone, and you can no longer get that hot blanket, whatever that is, right? If you're addicted to something or whatever it is that gives you that feeling, when you are deprived of that, the things that you like, the things that you want, you really have an opportunity to really show who you really are, right? Who are you then? How do you cope with that? And I think if you want to figure out who you are and you want to change, we got to be able to, that's really the position you want to be in. You want to be in a position where you can't hide, where you can't put on that hot blanket that allow you to have that level of toxicity, right? You want to strip the hot blanket, throw away the hot blanket, whatever it is that gives you that comfort, right? And then take life raw and learn how to deal with it. Learn how to put yourself in that situation of wonder and awe. And it's a choice. It's very much a choice, and it's very much being aware. Something that I struggle with daily. And I'm hoping that by exercising in these lower realms, closer to the worst that I'm willing to accept, without using any cheats like these hot blankets. I hope you guys can understand what I'm talking about here. And I hope you guys get a little bit inspired to join me on this journey to become a stronger person. Yeah, like I said, it's everything. We build it up just to tear it down. It's kind of the circle of life. We build it up to tear it down. And I think we're going to keep doing that until we learn a greater truth. And a greater truth, I'm currently in a have an opportunity to get close to that, because I've recently been stripped of most of the things that I have dear, and I've had to realize and deal with the fact that I cannot just get what I want. And it's made me realize that language, having the right language is so important. That you gotta have a language that lets you get what you want in any situation, right? Because there's wonder and awe to be had in any situation. What the mind experiences, the body experiences too, right? So you can really turn a negative thing into a positive thing. If you practice being grateful and wonder and awe. Put some more depth into that. Yeah. I mentioned it before, that filter, that try to build a filter that is as simple as possible. Don't make it complicated, but it's a simple filter that relative quickly can pick up things on the horizon. You know, you have a dialogue in your head. I do. I'm not sure everybody does, but I think at some point most of us have like an inner dialogue, and that filter should pick up negative things on the horizon before they get too close, before you spend too much time on it, and shift your attention to something else. And I've worked a lot with that, and I think that's helped me out tremendously. And yeah, now I'm never really sure how far I am on this hero's journey, but I've gotten to a point where I've definitely understood that I gotta pick my fights. And by using the right language and having the right mindset, there really are not a lot of fights worth having. And if you're negative, it's on you, right? It's on you. So with these words, I might finish it here, and then I wish you guys all the best, and maybe be prosperous and positive and find wonder and awe, because that's what I'm looking for. But also I have this memory of a hot blanket, and yeah, I don't have that, right? But it's given me opportunity to face who I am, which I have not been doing for years. My whole life, I've never really done any deeper work with myself. My conscious, my moral, my actions, all this stuff, I take a better and greater look at myself. And being stripped of this hot blanket has given me opportunity to do that, and that I am very grateful for. I think even though it does hurt, right? And again, that's a language that I'm trying to teach myself, that I will refuse to use that language, right? Even though it's so tempting, I will refuse to use that language. So instead, thank you, and God bless. I will see you on the tripod on the next video. Stay strong, gentlemen. Work out, eat healthy, and find peace, alignment. I'm going to finish it here. Thank you for watching. I'm out. Bye-bye.